Hey, they're just putting together pieces of the anime. If he does, this is insane. Do you have good role models? Show and tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy, and today I'm going to be watching Fruits Basket Prelude, which is the story of Katsuya and Kyoko. And the thing is that I mean, this was definitely part of the manga. I vaguely remember how it went, and I definitely want to like get into it and watch it because I do love Kyoko a lot, and I do love the idea of her and Katsuya. I know the mechanics of it are a little problematic because it's like a teacher-student romance. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I don't know what it's gonna make me feel. I'm gonna watch it and see, I guess. And you know, I don't know. I'm either gonna have to ignore that and just be like, okay, let's pretend that's not the case. I don't know, or what. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. What can I tell you? I mean, I want to go in. I want to love it. I want it not to be a problem for me, but I don't know if that's possible. And also it will be a little hypocritical of me to just be like, oh, because I love them, it's fine. Like, you know, but we know that I have a problem with it. I don't condone student-teacher relationships. So, yeah. Beyond that, I like finished the actual show like 2 days ago, and I just binge watched like pretty much from like the middle of season 2 to the end of season 3. I just couldn't stop. Pretty much a whole season I watched in one sitting. It was insane. You probably felt that. I mean, by the time I watched this, you watched the reactions to the rest of the show, I'm guessing. So maybe you could tell that I was kind of crazy throughout these reactions. I just couldn't stop. I love the show so much. I love Kyou so much, and Tooru, and like a lot of people there, but Kyou in particular. And yeah, and I'm, you know, and it's just like, I can't even explain it, but I have like this hole in my heart ever since it was over. I just couldn't deal. Anyway, so I'm definitely glad that I have like more of it to watch, even though it's kind of sad because it's like the past. But I mean, it's still the story, and I do love Kyoko, and I do want to see it. You know, I do want to see what they made of it, I guess, in this movie. And yeah, hope I don't have too many criticisms, or like I don't feel too uncomfortable somehow. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the movie. Check out my Patreon if you want to get full reactions for all the episodes of Fruits Basket, as well as episodes for other shows that might or might not come to YouTube at some point. Most importantly, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you do, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to let me know. Don't forget to support the original content, and let's get into it. Oh, Kyou, you are here. Hey, they're just putting together pieces of the anime. It's kind of funny to me because I wanted to rewatch it, and I get to. At least half an hour of this was okay. I mean, I guess the story itself isn't long. Obviously, her parents are not exactly raising her. Oh, she looks like Tooru. Yeah, because she did dye her hair. That's so terrible.
二度とこの家の敷居をまたぐな。ご近所でなんて言われてるか知ってるの？ねえなんで？だったら産まなきゃよかっただろ。
Her parents are a lot like Kyo's parents. But like for her, there's not like the excuse of like, oh, you're cursed, you're a monster. You're just a bad seed. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? What are you doing? Jesus.
そんなに怒っているんですか？
はあ？誰だお前？なことてめえに関係ねえだろ。どっか行けよ。
はい。でも興味があります。
全部だよ。うるせえな。全部ムカつくんだよ。お前ら全員大嫌いなんだよ。死ねえよ。汚れ消えろ壊れろ。
でも構ってほしいんでしょ。人に愛されたいのでしょ。俺はそうだよ。
なんでこんななっちゃったんだろう。私なんでこんな。どこで間違ったのか。人として愛し愛される人間になりたかった。
じゃあ抜け出しましょう。一緒に。
ちょっと。
ああ、俺は本田克也と言います。
大丈夫なの？
No.
何がですか？
教師のくせにこんな。
俺やる気のないただの教育実習生ですから。
え？教師じゃなかったの？興味本位？
そうですね。眉なしさん。
Like he's not a teacher, he's a teacher in training.
今は退職しましたが、俺の父は教師だったんです。この学校の教壇にも長いこと立っていたそうで、立派な教師だったと、ちょっとした有名人なんです。
I think his voice is Reiner's, but I can't be sure.
多少過ぎた行動をしても、お咎めを受けませんしね。
お前が一番嫌なやつかも。
ありがとう。
いや、褒めてねえし。
Yeah, he's definitely a teacher. Like the relationship is the same. Like.
眉なしさん。
眉なくないよ。書いたよ、ほら。それぐらい気づけよな。
気づいてるに決まってるだろう。うん。眉があった方が綺麗だ。眉なしさんは。
やばい。翻弄されてる。絶対からかわれてる。惹かれていった。
Yeah, this is definitely making me uncomfortable.
なんで会ってくれるんだろう。恋人。
If he does, this is insane. Like, I'm sorry. He was openly flirting. And I guess, yeah, he doesn't see himself as a teacher, but he still is.
実習が終了します。この学校ともお別れですね。
そっか。
先生役を演じることに全く興味がなかったわけではないのですが、やっぱり俺には向かない職業だったよ。
Because you flirt with a student?
このひねくれは強制できなくて。
Yeah.
父が厳しい人でね。礼儀やら何やら、とにかくいろいろとうるさくて。
お父さん嫌い？
嫌いというより壁でしたね。
この人寂しいんだ。もっとこの人のこと知りたい。でももう会えなくなる。
Like, obviously he doesn't have bad intentions, but he still, doesn't he though? I mean, he doesn't want to hurt her, but it's still, you know, taking advantage of the fact that he's so much older than her and more knowledgeable, and she's so, like, she looks up to him, and she has no one, you know, I mean, he kind of says it, that he takes advantage of his position. It's like, okay.
やっぱ最後ぐらい。
今からマイナスさんが行きたいところへ連れて行ってあげますよ。
え？
Like, it could easily be him taking advantage of her, you know?
先生、大好き。私もっとマシな人間になるよ。
あんなちっぽけなところが世界のすべてと思ってるならまだガキの証拠だ。
Exactly, she's a brat.
それに
And
一人で勉強を続けるのは大変ですよ。このまま行けば来月の受験間に合いますよ。
本当に？
she's not even in high school. Jesus Christ, how old are you?
うちらから抜けたいってならそれ相応の示しつけてくれないとな。バカだな。
Exactly what happened to you.
今さらやり直し聞くと思ってんのかよ。
そして受験を受けられなかった自分の頭の中にこだまするのは一つの言葉、自業自得。
出ていけ。今日限りにお前は感動だ。
親の思い通りにならない子供は我が子ではないと言い切りますか。俺もあなた方に意見するのは心苦しいですけど、曲がりなりにも結婚を望んでいる女性の親御さんなんですから。
She's 16. Maybe at the best case scenario.
正気だと思います。
勝也、さっきの本気じゃないよね。
本気です。あんな形のプロポーズになってしまってすみません。
全然わかんないもん。
泣いたから。寂しいと言って泣いた君はとても人間らしくてとても好きだと思ったから。君はまだ中学生だったから気を使っていたけれど初めから手放す気なんて。
That was you being careful, was
俺
it?
を選べよ。
勝也はロリコンなの？
どこでそんな単語を覚えてくるんですか。
Like, we're making fun of it, but this is exactly what this is.
絶対嫌だ。
俺もまあやってもやらなくてもいいんですけど、結婚式をそこまで嫌がる女性も珍しいですね。
そんな薄ら寒いもん誰がやるか。
ホンダの人間たちもこぞって反対したそうだ。ただ一人、勝也の父親を除いて。
ついている人と生きていけるのならそれに勝る。
He was always this old?
厳しい人じゃないっちゃん。なんだよ、私絶対ガッツン言われると思って気合い入れてきたのに。私ない子供を産む自信ない。子供って人間でしょ。私に人間を産む資格はあるのかな。
Do you have good role models?
私から生まれてきたくなかったなんて言われたら誰が産んでくれって頼んだよ。私なんてこと言ったんだろう。私が子供に言われたら死にたくなる。私ひどいこと言った。
大丈夫だよ。同じ人間同士、自分がしてもらって嬉しかったこと、自分がされて悲しかったことを忘れないでいてあげよう。そしてもし感情に任せてぶってしまったりした時はちゃんと謝ろう。そしてまた抱きしめよう。二人でそうやって育てよう。
そうして生まれてきたこの世で一番大切な
Hey, that's the opening song.
トール
Is he
わ
right?
しはダメな父親だった。勝也も長いこと苦しめて恨まれても仕方ない。でもちゃんと幸せになってくれた。京子さんと巡り合って。
恨んでなんかないよ。恨んでるならこんな風に会いになんか来ないよ。
どうしました？
痛い、いや痛いよね。
勝也が徹を抱く時の優しい顔が泣きたくなるほど好きで、泣きたくなるほどの幸せはずっと続くと。
So of course it didn't.
また風邪っ引きなの？病院ちゃんと行ったの？
なかなか時間取れなくて。
ダメじゃん、心配だな。
近いうちトールに兄弟作ってあげましょうか。
励むの？
励みます。
きっとパパから立つわ。パパ。はい、もしもし。
はい。
あの嫁は何やってんだ。風邪ひいた旦那ほったらかして。
どうせ遊んでたのよ。
だから反対したんだよ、二人の結婚は。騙されてたんじゃないのか。
子供どうするのかしら。
もっと責めてほしい。私を責めないでほしい。打ちのめしてほしい。もっともっと責めてほしい。もう二度と立ち上がれないくらいに。
こちらが本田君が最後に使っていた部屋です。亡くなられた時のままにしてありますから。
いない。もういない。どこにもいない。いない。勝也、置いて行かないで。勝也、
どうして夜が明けるの？
カップルでデートなんかも素敵ですね。
どうしてあの人たちは楽しそうに笑うの？勝也が死んだ日に世界も一緒に滅んだんじゃなかったの？
子供を連れてこっちに戻ってきたりするんじゃないぞ。受け入れるつもりはないからな。
Did she call them?
それが言いたくて電話してきた。この世には必要な人間と必要じゃない人間がいるって言ったでしょ。あれ嘘だね。この世に必要な人間なんて本当は一人もいない。私も勝也も必要な人間なんかじゃないんだ、世界にとっては。だけどそれは悲しくて、それはとても寂しいことで、だから人間は人間を求めるんだ、きっと。
おかえりなさい。
どこへ帰ってももう迎えてくれる人はいない。
あなたの後ろにとても大きな力を感じます。ああ、大丈夫。怯える必要はないわ。あなたの亡くなられた旦那さんみたいだから。
What the fuck is this show?
いるんですか？病気で。
Shit.
どこにいるの？どこに行けば会える？あと追えば。
眉梨さん。
お母さん早く行こうよ。わかったわかった。
私あの子と口を聞いたの。トールいつだって一度は道に迷わなければ自分の答えにたどり着けない。世
That's
界
like you
は
said too.
必要としなくったって必要としてくれる誰かのために生きてく。幸せになってどうかどうかどうかトールが幸せになりますように。迷っても間違っても最後には生きたことに誇りを持てる。頑張ったねって。
She didn't actually say it here. Like they didn't show her saying it.
そうやって
トマト、キャベツにオクラ、ピーマン。
Okay.
よ
今日はいつもよりお早いですね。
そうだな。
これは今日の帰り、いつも頑張ってるからってお仕事先の方にいただいたんです。
実は俺ももらった魚。当然だけどまだまだ全然子供扱いだな。
いえ、そうではなく、頑張っていらっしゃっているのは本当のことですから。
お、
キョウ君は本当に。
でもいやちょっと全肯定すぎ
本
な。
当のことです。
でも頑張ってるのはトールも。夏には一度向こうに顔見せに戻るか。
素敵です。師匠さん喜ばれますね。
We'll visit them someday.
師匠とは昨日も電話で話したばっかだけどな。あと墓参りな。
Totally unrelated. I mean, not totally unrelated, but I recently rewatched it. There was a scene. Oh, when Toru was sick, and Kyou made her like food and came into her room. I think that was like the only time he came into her room. And immediately then the hat fell off the bed, so he didn't see it. And at the time, I was like really confused. I was like, okay, why does he not get to see the hat? Like, but obviously, I think I talked about how I think it was the first time that he saw the hat when he remembered everything, right? So it really was. It was like on purpose. Like, I don't think he saw it. He talked about it with Yuki before, and he was like super shocked when Yuki said like, the hat is like Toru has it, so I don't have to return it to you or something. And he was like, and I remember thinking that his reaction to it was weird. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, the hat, but he was like, the hat, like, so yeah, it was all kind of tangled up for him in that memory. Anyway, regarding this story, I feel like they really juiced like the whole, like not juiced, just like you reused everything that happened in the anime, like pretty much all the highlight moments of Kyou, Toru, like not all, but most of Kyou, Toru, and her mom and the Kyoko, they put it all together at the beginning. I wanted to check like how long it actually took out of the actual movie. Yeah, half an hour, that's what I thought. So it's like an hour of new content pretty much, and half an hour of not new content, which is like fair enough. It's just that like, and I understand why they did it, because it kind of gave us like like it reminded us of everything, I guess, that happened, and gave us the context of what Toru found, and you know, and Kyoko, like Kyoko's story, how it fit into like the story, like everything that she meant to these two, and her story, how it fit like into their story back again, you know. Like I do feel like overall it was a good like addition, and I didn't like, I'm not complaining really, because I enjoyed it and I wanted to rewatch those scenes anyway. Like I'm going to rewatch them anyway, but you know, they really gave me all of that, and they really like set up the mood for, I don't know, for a lot of emotional damage. Anyway, so like I think it was kind of necessary for the context. Like I enjoyed it overall, definitely. But I feel like, I don't know, like you come to watch something and then it's like half an hour of it. Like to think that you're going to watch like an extra like movie like adding to the show, and then you like half an hour of it is pieces of the show. Just like, okay. Just, I mean, I did like appreciate the fact that they kind of, you know, put it in a certain order for us to really see, like we see it all close together. Like when you watch the show, it's kind of bits and pieces kind of scattered throughout, and you kind of, you know, you get the overarching arc, but here you just see it all condensed, you know, and they really kind of show you what they were saying, like, you know, what the point is, kind of like you see it all together, and it's very powerful still. Like I watched these scenes like 2 days ago, and they were so powerful still, you know. I do love them so much. And as for the story of Katsuya and Kyoko, I do love it. There's no question about that. Like it made me feel so much. I think like if you take out the beginning part, if you take out the whole idea of like them meeting as a teacher and a student, like I love it wholeheartedly. Honestly, I do. When you add that in though, it definitely makes me uncomfortable. And it's like they even like touch on it. They're like, oh, you're just like kind of taking advantage of your position and the fact that your dad was a teacher, and so you can get away with things. And she's like, oh, you're so twisted, and he's like, yeah, I am, and, or whatever, something like, or thank you, and whatever. And like they make a joke of it, and it's not okay. Like to think that, you know, young girls are watching this show or reading this manga, and then they think, oh, if something goes wrong with me, like I have a hard time, I could just, I don't know, like it's okay if a teacher like comes to me and starts, you know, like it's like as a young child you're very vulnerable, especially if you're like this vulnerable, because he obviously, like, he could see that she was in pain. He could see that he could recognize his own weakness in her. Or maybe not weakness, but like the pain that she was going through. Like that's what attracted him to her. But on the at the same time, it's like it's very easy to take advantage of someone like that. And at that age, like there's a reason why it's forbidden. That like you're not supposed to do that with your students, because they look up to you and they are extremely vulnerable, and you can take advantage of that so easily, even if you don't want to. You know, even if your intentions are pure and you really fell in love with a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old, I honestly don't know what age he was at that point. They waited until, you know, he was no longer a teacher, but it doesn't change the fact that this is how they met, and he definitely, like, he put the moves on her, you know? So, like, there's no question that that's wrong in depiction. And I mean, I realize that this is an old anime, and I've already talked in the show, I think, about the fact that, you know, there is a certain fantasy that this kind of, you know, markets to, of young girls falling in love with older men and stuff. And like, it's happened in the show a few times, So it happens here too, but it's like not even like an older man. It's a teacher. You're a teacher. Like, okay, maybe he doesn't actually teach her, you know, in a classroom setting, but everything still applies. Like, he's a teacher. He teaches her. It's like it's there's no question about it that it's wrong. It's wrong. Like, and I'm just thinking about the vulnerable people who are like, you know, consuming this, and they think, oh wow, I just need to, you wait for my, you know, knight in shining armor, no matter who it is, that's going to like sweep me on my feet and fall in love with me because I cry and, I don't know, save me. And it opens them up for so much more, for not being on guard against something like this, because there are a lot of people who don't have pure intentions when this happens, and that's exactly the problem. I mean, and again, even if you do have pure intentions, it's not an equal relationship, so it's very problematic. But setting that aside, somehow, just like, you know, beyond that point, when they were already married, it was just beautiful. Like, the story was just, you know, it was so heartbreaking. It's so on point. Like, just, you know, just the relationship and how much they loved each other, and her being so afraid to have, you know, a baby, especially like knowing her own, you know, experience with her parents, like not having good role models to copy, maybe except Katsuya's dad, but it's like still it's a little removed. And then and also he himself said that he was, you know, very strict with him, you know, growing up, and just them, you know, being so happy with each other and so supportive of each other, and then her losing all of that, and just the way that, you know, from that moment, that was like, I don't know, like impeccable. I feel like it was so raw. It was so, like, it hurt so much, because I think it's because, you know, I mean, for me at least, like, I always had it in my, like, we saw it, but even when we didn't see it, I was always thinking, like, Tooru, oh my god, Tooru, you know what's gonna, like, she's seeing all this, like we touch on it in the manga, in the anime, obviously, like, she tells Kyou, you know, why she had to start talking politely and everything, and it's very sad. But here we, like, see just how close it was. Like, she was scared that her mom will be gone, and she said, you know, she left, and I was afraid that she would never come back. And we see, like, she very nearly died there, like, very nearly jumped into the sea, you know? Like, it was extremely close. It was, like, so frightening. So, like, just to think of Tori, you know, and you see her in the background, it was so powerful just to see her, you just standing there, looking, waiting, worrying, and not being able, like, not saying anything, not knowing how to deal with any of this. You know, and her mom just not being able to function. And everything about it was so, you know, like I said, it was raw. It was like, you know, her talking about how the world didn't need anyone, and the only reason she lives is for people who need her. And now the person the person that was kind of who she was living with, who she was living for, was gone. And she had to realize that Tooru was still there, but it was very hard for her to realize, you know, because she was just so lost in that feeling of loss. And I think, you know, like, I think from that scene, you know, that scene that she goes to pick up his stuff from, you know, the room where he died, the office where he died, and then she's suddenly, like, she has this, like, panic attack where she realizes he's never going to be there again. He's gone. And I think from that moment on, she doesn't leave the house at all, if I'm not mistaken. Like, we just see her in the house, just, like, trapped in her own grief so badly, and not able to, you know, not able to make it out at all. And just, you know, the moment she left, she was actually, like, kind of faced with the world again. And thankfully happened to hear, you know, this child call for her mother, and that snapped her back to her senses. But you know, I think it was really powerful that kind of is how it happened, because a lot of times you're like kind of stuck at home when you're depressed for any reason, and you know, and nothing changes, and you're just trapped in your own, like, because there's nothing, there's no air, there's no light, and there's no stimulation for any other senses. You're just like kind of drowned in your own sorrow, and there's nothing to draw you out, nothing to distract you from it. Like, because Tooru, I mean, she was there, but she was always on the fringes. She was so afraid. She didn't know what to do, you know, and she's just a child. So obviously, like, and she was always kind of like, I think, like, not the kind of child who would demand attention. She was just waiting for it, you know? And it didn't come, and she didn't know what to do about that. So that's a scary. That's such a scary moment, and you realize, like Tooru says, how it was like, you know, the lid that she kind of covered up, and I don't know. I don't know if, like, from the anime you realize how scary that is. Like, days upon days of just seeing her mom not responding, you know, not doing it, not talking, it's heartbreaking. I mean, you see it in the anime, but I don't think we see it to this degree. Like, from, you know, the point of view of Kyoko, who, like, you know, shows you how there's nothing there, you know. God, it's, of course it would traumatize her for forever, you know. It's horrible. So I am really glad that they animated this story. I think they could have put it in the anime itself, but maybe it's better this way, I don't know. Anyway, because they kind of put it all together here, like an hour long of just the relationship. In any case, I'm glad I watched it. I really, really, like, I love them as a couple too. Because obviously you see they're a good couple, but, like, I mean, it only makes the beginning kind of worse because, you know, because if you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, that's, you know, look how wonderful it turned out for them. Of course he dies, so it's not that wonderful, but, you know, it could potentially be wonderful if you know, and it's just very dangerous, this kind of depiction, and it's very dated too. Like, I don't know, honestly. Some anime, I don't know. I don't speak for all of it, but it's a lot less accepted now, I think, on the whole. This kind of relationship. Or at least, I hope so. Like, depicted in media, at least. Like, I think he was 20 at least. It doesn't matter how old he was, even. Like, he seemed pretty, like, kind of older. For sure, but he was also, like, just the positions, you know. Anyway, it's fine. I already said I didn't like that part, and I still do not like that part. But yeah, from the wedding on, it's awesome. And also, I wanted to say something about, I think I might have said it already, but I'll repeat it just in case. About the beginning, you know, when Kyou and Tooru, you know, they get together. They finally admit that they love, like, Kyou finally admits that he loves her too. At the hospital, and then, I mean, not at the hospital because she ran away from it, but, you know. And then there's a moment when he's like, can I hug you? I know I'm going to turn into a cat, and I know it's going to cause you a lot of trouble. And, like, I love that it kind of, like, that they discovered this love and admitted this love before the curse was lifted. I mean, just in time for the curse to be lifted, but, like, that it kind of, you know, we could see that Kyou knew that it was going to be very hard on her in potential. Like, I don't think it would actually be that hard on her, because she would accept anything, I think. But he knew, like, because he had so many insecurities about hurting her, and just the fact that he still chooses, like, he says this, like, he apologizes a lot, but he still like he was still willing to bring it up and be like, okay, can I, like, we're actually going through with this. I want you to remember that it's going to be difficult, but I want this. Like, I'm going to cause you pain, but I'm going to go for it, you know? I don't know. I just think it's lovely, and it shows like that he really changed his mindset about going after the things he wants, even if it's gonna cause, you know, pain to others. Like the pain of him turning into a cat, but it is inconvenient for sure. And I mean, they were in public. I guess there weren't people around, but like, I mean, there weren't any people around, but like, you know, it's not gonna be like, just imagine their relationship without the curse lifting. It would have not been convenient. I mean, the way it is for any, you know, zodiac and non-zodiac to be together in such circumstances. But yeah, it's definitely not an easy thing to deal with at all. In terms of intimacy, you know, you want to hug. Like, there were so many moments throughout the show when I was like, oh, please, just hug. And they can't hug. I mean, they can, and then he turns into a cat. But it's like, you know, it's like a moment of hug, and then it doesn't have, like, sometimes you just want to hug someone for very long, just hold them, and you can't. I mean, of course, that's why there was this whole scene when Tooru admitted to you know, how terrible she was by trying to imitate her dad, and he hugged her through the sheet, so he kind of like held her for like a little bit longer before, you know, he turned. I really love the scene, by the way. That it's like we can't touch each other, but we want to so much. Like, hold each other. It's not touch, thankfully. It's hold, but like I felt it too. I want them to hold each other so much. And just like the happiness of seeing them, like, you know, hug each other, and then nothing happens, and it's like, oh my god, the freedom, the beauty of it. Toru starting to cry like crazy when he, you know, breaks off the rosary. I know, it's just so powerful. Like, oh god. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I don't know. Back to the news story. I don't know. Do I have anything more to say? I don't know. It was lovely. It honestly was. And I so loved that last scene that they added with Kyou and Toru, just to cap it all off, to show us that, I guess to show us how happy, like, the parallel between, you know, Kyoko, you know, coming home, and he's already home, and she's so excited about it, and then, you know, it happens here too, that she kind of like, I mean, he was kind of in front of her anyway, he was coming home too, and anyway, and they, how, I don't know, happy they are together, which is exactly what Kyoko wished for so hard when she died. It's interesting that they didn't put in the part where she actually says, keep your promise or I won't forgive you, because I guess in a way it's to show us that, you know, because it haunted him, the idea that she doesn't forgive him for what he did. And then it's like, no, that's not at all what she meant, and it's not even important in her own narrative, because that's not what she meant by it. She just wanted to make someone happy, to make Toru happy, to make sure that she's happy. That was like the actual meaning there, you know. There was like what he took with him and kept all along as like this reminder that he's so horrible, was like, it's so sad that this is what he heard, you know, and this is what just haunted him. And, you know, just to think like you get hit by a car, and then you're just lying, you're dying, and you see, you know, a boy, you know, and you're like, oh, you didn't save me, I won't forgive you. Like, it's insane. Like, anyway, of course you would see it this way, but it's so sad that it's so sad that they don't know for sure. Like, I mean, okay, they know. Toru said, I know that my mom didn't mean it that way. And I guess he believes her. And it's not even important if it's true or not, because that's what they need to believe. And it's believable. and it's true too, but like beyond that, it's they live on, like they're able to move on and just embrace everything about their life together with the knowledge that the mother approves of it, and that she would never say that to him, and it's true. I mean, Toru knows her well, so it's true. But it's sad that he doesn't know that he like that he doesn't have Kyoko like tell him it's true, I never meant it that way. But he still has, I mean, okay, he still accepts, you know, Toru at her word, and he said, you know, I'm keeping my promise. So he got it, even if he doesn't know 100%. He knows 95%, I guess. Anyway. Yeah, and I also love the parallels between Kyoko and Kyou. Like things that she said things to him, I guess, that he repeats, but also there were things that she didn't outright say to him, I think. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I pointed them out during the movie, I'm pretty sure. I was like, oh, Kyou said that, when he was narrating the first part, pretty much. So I like that too, to show us, you know, how their worldview has kind of become similar. Also, there are a lot of similarities between, like, Kyoko had a father who hated her and wanted nothing to do with her, no matter what. Like, she lost her husband, she had a daughter, they didn't want anything to do with her. And a mother who was, like, kind of taking the brunt of it, but never being exactly on her side or on his side all the way, you know. So when he said, you know, my mom is dead, but my dad doesn't, you know, hates me, wants me dead. Like, for her, it was like, she knew exactly what that felt like. Maybe not exactly, obviously, but she knew what that felt like. And she could relate. Like it makes sense that she would, you know, feel so attached to him. And he's so cute. Like she said, someone would kidnap you. I totally concur. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's so precious. I love that we also got to see the scene between Yuki and Kyou. I think it's just such a wonderful scene. Like, it's so powerful. And them admitted everything, and just the way that and all the emotion it brought out of Yuki, who usually is so settled, you know, so reserved, and it was so beautiful. These some moments here are just like so beautiful. Like, I'm just like, I can't deal. I love this. I was afraid I wouldn't. I was afraid that the student teacher thing would overshadow everything, but it was, yeah, just the first part. So, and I'm just able to be like, okay, that didn't happen. Let's pretend they met somewhere else, under different circumstances, please. Like, I like the idea that he, you know, that he was able to relate to her. I like the idea that, you know, that her crying about the same loneliness he felt when he couldn't cry was something that made him, like, really take notice of her and you know, fall in love with her, I guess, whatever. It's just that the circumstances are yeah. And it's just like even without the context of Toru and Kyou and everything, it's just such a sad story. It's such a lovely one. Just to see them, you know, be together and then lose each other. And then, you know, her moving forward for Toru. You know. Just finding her purpose in her daughter. And being such a great mother to her, as we know she is. Like, such a wonderful, like, not only to her, to everyone who ever comes into contact with her. Just such a great support to everyone. Just such a wonderful person. It's beautiful. I love it. I love this so much. Anyway, I guess it's really over now. I really need something that will make me feel as strongly now that I no longer have this show. So I'll probably be watching, like, by the time you see this, it would have been a long time since I actually watched it. So I'll probably be watching new things and stuff. But I'll always be searching for things that will make me feel just as much. So if you have recommendations, I do plan to watch Orange. I want to watch Orange is another show that I read the manga to, so I know the story, but I do want to watch that, the anime. And I do know, like, I did watch Orange High School. It was awesome, even though, you know, we don't have an anime that covers the whole thing, so it's just, I mean, I still love the anime, but it's not the whole story. Kimi ni Toroke is gonna, like, season 3 is gonna come out soon, so there's that. I'm also gonna watch probably Banana Fish. I don't know, like, how much this... I'm craving something that will make me cry and will make me love the characters very deeply, okay? So I don't know exactly if there's anything that could ever be close to what Fruits Basket did to me, but I'm going to try to find that if there is. Anyway, I love it so much. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Banana Fish, Orange. I want to watch Nana, even though I think it's not finished, and I honestly have no clue if it has anything to do with anything, to be honest. But I guess I'm kind of looking for, you know, rom-coms, not romantic shows, I guess. But it's not like the romance is not. I do like the romance in Fruits Basket, don't get me wrong. Like the main romance in particular, others as well, but the main romance in particular. So like I definitely love romance, but it doesn't have to have romance. It just needs to have a lot of feelings, you know? Anyway, yeah, I'm on the hunt for anything that would make me feel good. And bad too, like the bad is kind of part of it, like feel really sad, feel really like, but also wholesome, like, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction to the show. It was so amazing for me, and I will see you in other reactions. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons: Redding Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Tyranor, Michael Gabriel, Shadows Moon, and Arthur Lee. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons, who without their support I would never be able to keep on doing this. Thank you so much.